Part 2 of swapping Cf MOTO engine to Hyosung GTR frame. Number 8. Exhaust pipe routing. The exhaust system can present all sorts of problems, especially issues of clearance and heat transfer. Again, this is a consideration you must allow for when researching the possibility of changing engines. In my case, I had to do a little adjustment of the pipe. Number 9. Vibration frequencies. Anyone who has experienced carpal tunnel problems through riding will know those vibration problems can result in the need to stop riding altogether. In this Hyosung, I knew the frame is well built, heavy and strong, so I knew 100% if I tight the Cf MOTO engine well on GTR chassis frame I will encounter zero vibration, and thanks to God this happened. That bike has zero vibration on it. Number 10. Fuel system, air filter and cooling system position. Now this is the part you will need 101% creativity and improvise. In this case of fuel system, you can use the old one in case they will be compatible with the new engine. Now in my case I had to use Cf MOTO fuel system in Hyosung GTR tank, so I had to improvise the way Cf MOTO fuel system will fit, and finally it was successful. For the cooling system radiator, I used the same position Hyosung radiator was placed, since Cf MOTO uses water coolant and the Hyosung is oil coolant engine. Be sure to reverse the fan's polarity and direction here, though. Air must always pass through the radiator, whether it's being pulled or pushed. Radiator hoses and any heater hoses should be sourced from the engine, but are more often than not something entirely custom. Air filter system, it can be a challenge where to place it, but in my case Hyosung had a bigger room to place Cf MOTO air filter, but I had to do some improvisation. Number 11. Mounting it up. No matter which engine and transmission you choose, it's got to be held in place by some sort of brackets and mounts, most of which likely won't have anything to do with the ones you've already got. In my case I had to do welding where I will mount the engine, but I had two bolts that fitted very well with the new engine to the frame. Number 12. Suspension and brakes. Whatever springs, shocks, rotors, calipers and pads your motorcycle was sold with were designed for a presumably lighter and less powerful engine than what you're swapping in maybe. The results can reduce shock travel and sacrifice braking abilities. But in my case I knew Hyosung is heavier than Cf MOTO and I knew it wasn't a big problem. But engine changing, or swapping, has not been limited to cafe racers. Many motorcycle owners have created their own versions of the ideal motorcycle by replacing the stock power unit, some out of necessity, some by choice. Occasionally a manufacturer will use the same frame for two different engine capacities. But in my case I used different engine for a different bike frame. A good example that is a Hyosung GTR 250 and incase Cf MOTO 250.